Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Morgan and bid you all welcome back to Gothic 2. No idea why these guys didn't aggro last time. I would have thought that all of the whatsits, stone sentinels, pardon me, let me turn down my headphones a bit. Damn croaking ass frogs are deafening. I would have thought those stone sentinels would aggro as soon as you get the keymaster. I don't know what the deal is with this swamp. It's really got problems with frame rate. Not in playing, but in recording. It's very bizarre. Anyway, we got a lot to do today. I thought I took some notes before we got into this, but apparently I just kind of dicked around a lot and never actually took any notes. But no matter. Pretty straightforward what we got to do here. For those of you watching this when it comes out, I'm hopefully going to be able to get this out in time for New Year's. Kind of depends on a number of factors, because I'm recording this on the 30th, the evening of the 30th. So anything could happen. But yeah, if it doesn't make it out, then I hope you all had a wonderful New Year's. I wish you all the best in 2020. If it did make it out on time, then, well, I hope you are soon to have a wonderful New Year's. Don't forget, New Year doesn't mean we don't have the same old problems, so take care of yourselves, stay healthy, stay smart, make responsible choices. But anyway, we got Gothic, what needs doing. Uh-oh. A swamp-ass rat. Seems to be a little simple. Wow, he took the long way around. Anyway, we got the green stone tablet from the ruins there. We need to get that back to Franco, who surely will be so grateful for it that he will let us into the camp immediately. I assume that is what is about to happen. Let's make sure we pick some mushrooms. Brace our inner hobbit as we journey. I have no idea why there's just a handful of arrows out here. I would assume arrows that are just chilling on the floor of a swamp. Probably not very high quality arrows. Anyway, we picked up this weapon here, Storm Cudgel. I believe you can actually buy this from a merchant inside the camp as well, who we'll encounter soon. The interesting thing about it is it actually has a two-handed tail and malice. I guess malice, or malus, is the antonym to bonus, or bonus. Something I never knew. I never heard of that word before. But there are many things in the English language that still confound me after 29 years. Anyway, we passed it earlier. I don't think I made any mention of it, because I was kind of in a hurry towards the end of the episode. There's actually a ladder over here. You might be surprised to see this. Because this is the only ladder, well, I guess there's another one up there. The only two ladders in all of Gothic 2. They were in great abundance in Gothic 1. But for some reason, it all seemed to go up in smoke after the barrier fell. Very bizarre. Make sure you put your bandit armor on before we head back. There's actually an NPC who will make a comment on that later. But the reason we didn't go up that ladder is there's another treasure site up there. So again, I kind of want to make it... You know what? There's some other loot up there. We might as well... Now I'm second-guessing myself. Maybe let's just grab the other loot, because I was thinking that we leave the treasure, the buried treasure, and in the video where I go through all the buried treasure, I'll mention what was around it, but I think we've already been to some other sites where I collected the debris around it and left the treasure undug. So I've already kind of broken that rule. So what's the point of waiting now? So yeah. Good thing about these ladders, you don't have to hold the damn interact button, left mouse button, or controller, whatever you use, in order to stay on it, which is something I often forgot in Gothic 1. Yeah, there's a lot of plants growing around up here, which is interesting. This is actually a pretty sweet spot. I wish there was some use for it, but obviously this was just some kind of campsite of Greg's. Somebody else bit the dust here. We found this interesting weapon called a mason chain. I gotta be honest, I have no idea how this weapon involves a chain. Get the feeling this was intended to be like a flail type weapon. Right, left, right, left. But obviously they couldn't animate anything like that, so you just called it a mason chain and expect to use your imagination. So again, we'll leave that treasure where it is. We'll make a point to get them all in one go. Now, this is obviously a very magic ladder. It's actually an illusory ladder. You see, it's a fake ladder behind it. That one's not real, but there's an invisible one in front of it. Same thing with this one. Very clever, you see. This is probably why they got rid of the ladders in Gothic 2. Basically because they were really glitchy, and there were some ladders in the first game where you couldn't get off at the top because you would just immediately fall back down. There was one in the old mine where you had to get the gear wheel for the ore masher. It caused a lot of problems. Again, they might be FPS related problems. That's a very typical thing with these games. Older games with kind of unusual physics, such as this, tend to have a lot of frame rate issues. Hell, even modern games do sometimes.
I found the stone tablet.
Really? You must be a brave guy. Then you've certainly earned your way into the camp.
Well, he doesn't seem too remiss to have lost that privilege. So that was a long and exhausting journey. Let's have a nap before we turn into Franco.
That was no big deal.
I got the goods.
I'm staying out of it. Here's the stone tablet.
Good, very good. Raven will be pleased with you.
I've got no time for things like that. What about the camp now? Can I finally go in?
No, I already sent Logan in. He was ahead of you in the list. And at the moment, there's no need for another man in the camp. Besides, I can really use you here. Now that Logan isn't here anymore.
Send me in now.
And what if I say no?
Get away with that. Then you'll simply regret it.
Are you threatening me? You want to threaten me? It's time for a lesson.
Me? Yeah, here's your lesson. Yeah, one... Oh. I was gonna say one more for good measure, but I guess we don't quite have the capacity. Alright, so there's no two ways around it. Franco will never let you in no matter what you do with him. If you want to bypass the two quests he gives you to help Logan and get the stone tablet, you can just straight up kill him. Nobody else really objects to it. That option to say you'll simply regret it exists pretty much from the moment you meet him.
I used to say that myself.
But he's not a tough fight. He does hit hard. Most of the bandits here hit pretty hard. Most of them still have the bad AI where they go charging and flailing at you. So it's not too bad. Now this Franco's amulet might be pretty good for you sort of dual disciplined fighter types. if you've got weapon and bow skill. Might be helpful for you. The hit point bonus is a nice perk as well. But we don't need it. That's exactly what he said.
Hey, what happened down there?
I flattened Franco.
So? Then now it's your job to make sure the lazy dogs do their work every day.
Hey, I'm not here to be bothered with the hunters. I want to enter the camp.
Forget it. You did in Franco. Now you're the leader. So do your job.
If I'm the leader, then I decide who goes in next. And I decided that I'm next.
It isn't that easy. We haven't asked for anyone, so no one gets in.
Thoris can send a new leader for the hunters. Then there will be a vacancy inside for me.
You don't give up, do you? Okay. Then move your butt inside. Thoris will make sure that the hunters won't have to live without a leader. What are you waiting for? And get yourself a pickaxe.
Just listen to this guy now. It dawns on me that I feel like I've heard his voice in other places, using that same kind of accent. It might have been in one of the Risen sequels. Not too sure. Anyway, the rationale there doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, because presumably if they're sending somebody to replace Franco, and we're going in to replace that dude who replaced Franco, then we have to do the role of the guy who replaced Franco. So, given that this fellow in guard's armor is waltzing out here, I would think that he would be a guard of some kind, and not a digger, therefore we wouldn't really be getting in as a digger. But, oh well.
Hey, are you the new guy who knocked down Franco?
Yes, why?
Because now I have to take over his job. You did a great job. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Congratulations on your promotion.
And what's it like leading the hunters?
Leave me alone.
So these guys are interesting. They're wearing the old guard's armor, which we can never acquire in this game. It's specifically a bandit armor now, but it's one of the ones that we don't get to have ourselves, which is unfortunate.
Ah, who have we here then?
Uh-oh.
Looky, looky. There you are. I've got good news and bad news for you.
First, tell me the bad news.
Raven is looking for you. So are his guards. Actually, all the bandits are looking for you. And if they find you, they'll kill you.
A lot of people have already tried that.
Then your combat skills are as good as your craftiness. Coming into the camp with some of our armor is like the sheep coming to the wolves. Your life is hanging by a thin thread, son of danger.
And what's the good news?
Well, I don't really know why, but you've made yourself a couple of powerful enemies. You can count yourself lucky that I recognized you and no one else. Because I am understanding and sociable.
How much do you want?
Oh, no, please. I don't want to extort gold from you. I wouldn't dream of it.
Then what do you want?
Recently, somebody tried to get Esteban out of the way, but he ran into the bodyguards. Go to Esteban and talk to him. Afterwards, we'll talk again.
This guy's interesting. He's the only one of the bandits that we've encountered so far, and indeed encountered in this area, who seems to recognize us. We've never met him before, but apparently he's the only one who actually looks at the wanted posters to really get an idea of who they're actually concerned about. Nobody else seems to give a shit. Pretty typical for bandits. Everything that they were concerned with just walked straight in the front door and nobody noticed. This guy noticed, but he's trying to pull the wool over our eyes somehow. We'll figure out how. He intends to do that later. But luckily he, isn't so concerned with duty that he's actually going to turn us in right away. So we'll have to walk on eggshells for now.
Hi.
What you want?
What you want?
Where do I get a pickaxe?
Go to Huno the Smith. But even if you have a pick, that don't mean that you can get into the mine. If you want to get in, you have to talk to Esteban. Don't even bother going to Thoris. He'll only let you in if you have a red stone.
Tell me, what do you think of Esteban?
Hey, he's the boss here. He's all right, I think. He always lets the good boys into the mine, the ones who know something about mining, I mean.
And you know something about mining?
I'm the best.
Are you really?
Can you judge my gold-digging abilities?
Sure. I've been at this for over 35 years. There's nothing I can't assess. For you, I'd say you're an absolute beginner.
So gold mining is actually a new skill introduced in this expansion, another one of the hidden ones that you don't really get to see in your character menu or anything. But it develops over the course of doing tasks around here. And you can actually learn a fair bit from the fellows standing around here.
What do I have to know about mining gold?
Well, there's something you should know. Gold isn't ore. There's one damn important difference. I mean, what woman would hang a chain of ore around her neck? When picking, work from top to bottom. You can work the nuggets loose best that way. There are also diggers who do it the other way around, but it's far more difficult.
Can you judge my gold-digging abilities?
My gold hacking.
For you, I'd say you're a quite passable scraper.
Quite passable, eh? Well, we've never really put it into practice yet, so not sure how you can judge it. Do you mind, sir?
You look like a digger.
I am a digger. The last time I was in the mine, I worked my ass off.
What happens to the gold from the mine?
Doris collects it and then distributes it. No one is allowed to keep what he mines. Everybody gets only a part of the gold. That way even the hunters and guards get their share. I think that's okay. Since we've had that rule, there have been fewer deaths and the miners still get more than the guys who hang around outside.
Why aren't you in the mine now?
I was in the mine long enough and slaved away until I was about to fall over. Now I need a few days rest. Before I get my next red stone.
You seemed hesitant there.
What's the deal with these red stones?
That's something Thoris and Esteban thought up. Thoris takes care of the gold distribution, and Esteban organizes the workers for the mine. Of course, he doesn't want to run to Thoris every time he sends someone to the mine. That's why he gives us one of those red stone tablets, and Thoris lets us in then. It's like a pass.
Interesting setup. So, there's a lot of people to talk to around here, but I kind of want to make a beeline for the top of this hill here.
Hey, if you're looking for a decent trader here in the camp, then you just found him.
Good.
My hut is right behind Esteban, so if you need anything, come on by.
I will come on by later. So we remember Fisk, who's the shadow selling weapons, especially the sword that Whistler wanted in the old camp. Seems a bit more lively than it used to be. Now this would seem like a bad idea to me, and in fact we actually see why it might be a bad idea. Just walking straight up to Thoris at the top here and demanding our entry. Let's see what happens.
You know the rule. No one goes into the mine without a red stone tablet.
Forget the mine. I have to see Raven.
Even then, we have rules here, and they apply to everyone, even to you. Go back. If you try to enter the upper square without permission, the other guards will kill you. Those are the rules. If you have a problem with that, go talk to Esteban. He's responsible for the camp.
Wait a minute.
That's totally obvious.
It's important that I get to Raven.
Oh, yeah? Do you really think you can make it through to him? His guards have orders not to let anyone in. You'd be dead before you even saw him. So knock that idea out of your head.
Don't you remember me from the old camp?
You were one of the prisoners. Maybe you were one of my guards. And? Does that make us allies now? No, it doesn't. Maybe you're the guy who brought down the barrier. Maybe you also killed my pals. So what? Those times are over. You want in? Then get yourself a red stone and don't waste my time.
He hit the nail on the head, and being one of Raven's top men, you would think he would be concerned with the fact that Raven is very adamantly looking for us. But he just kind of seems to let that blow over. I guess there might be more to it than that, but I'll talk about that afterwards.
Come on, let me in, for old time's sake.
Let me explain something to you. Do you know why I'm still alive? Because I've always been loyal to my people. I don't have to agree with everything Raven does, but I'll stick to the rules, and so will you.
I have a stone tablet for you here.
You don't have the right stone. Only the red ones are important.
Hey, what's with your armor? Where can I get armor like that?
You can't. This armor is reserved for Raven's Guard. I hardly think there's an entrance exam for new candidates. But the ultimate decision isn't mine, it's Raven's.
Wow. Don't seem to really be in your position of authority anymore. Now you're legitimately just standing guard. You don't get to hire new people or anything. So I question if maybe Raven, or maybe Thoris just doesn't have the loyalty to Raven that he used to have to the old camp. So he doesn't really concern himself with what Raven wants, just as long as order and organization are maintained around here. I don't know. Seems kind of sketchy. I guess let's talk to Esteban while we were in the neighborhood.
So you're the fellow who fought his way into camp, huh?
That got around fast.
Franco was a tough nut. No one messed with him. No one. Except you. Just to make it clear, if you try the same shit with me, I'll kill you.
I want to get into the mine.
Of course you do. Then you're in the right place with me. Because everyone who digs in the mine gets to keep a hefty share of the gold. And I hand out the red stones you need so that Thoris will let you in.
Give me one of those red stones.
Okay, but they aren't free. Normally I demand a share of the gold the boys get for digging. How much do you know about mining gold, huh? You don't appear to know a whole lot about it. If I give you a redstone, it won't be because you're such a great digger. No, I have another job for you.
So it's interesting that he actually will judge your gold digging abilities and has two different responses depending on how many people we've talked to around here that can level up your skill. I have no idea why they have that sort of skill check, considering that the outcome is the same either way.
What sort of job?
One of the bandits planned to kill me, but instead, my guards killed him.
He was hot for your job, huh?
He was an idiot. A thug without a brain.
Nobody ever asks.
He never would have got the idea to attack me on his own. Nah. He was only fulfilling a contract. Someone else sent him.
So, I'm supposed to find out who was behind it.
Whoever sent me this assassin will pay for it. Find him, and I'll let you into the mine.
Senyan sent me to you about this business.
Senyan? He also works for me. I told him he should keep his eyes open.
How should I go about it?
Everyone here in the camp knows about it. So you're playing with all your cards on the table, huh? Try to find out who's on my side and who isn't. And don't let the boys make a fool of you. Talk to Snaff. That fat cook picks up a lot.
About the assignment.
Listen, I have other things I have to take care of. Come back when you found out who the guy is.
I won't be treated like that.
I need better armor.
Why? You already have some. That's good enough for you now. If you complete your assignment, we'll talk about it again.
No idea, you tell me.
So you can actually get new armor, even though he's dismissive of it. We just have to talk to somebody else. Whoa. Cactus, please.
I won't be treated.
How's it going?
Wait a minute. Don't I know you from somewhere?
Uh-oh.
No, you're not him. Go on, piss off.
Huh.
What do you know about the attack?
What do I know about it? I broke the guy's legs. And I'll do the same to anybody else who wants to attack Esteban.
How's it going?
Quiet up to now. You look for the traitor, then we'll take care of him.
Interesting. So it would seem he had the wanted poster, but didn't seem to recognize it as our likeness.
Things I could tell you.
I seem to have gotten rid of mine. Guess he's just bad at interpreting, mugshots.
Everything all right?
Touch Esteban, and I'll chop you to pieces.
Okay. Touch.
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy.
Let's see what Fisk has on offer.
What do you know about the attempt on Esteban's life?
Listen, I don't want anything to do with that business, got it? I have my own worries. I'm a victim myself.
In what way?
I paid a lot of gold for my last delivery, but it never came. Some swine made off with it. I've been robbed, probably by some of our own people.
What sort of delivery?
A packet of lockpicks. Someone was supposed to get them from the pirates for me, but a guy named Juan snatched it away from me, including the gold that I paid for it. That bastard is hiding somewhere in the swamp.
So we have this dialogue option here, but I actually haven't talked to anybody who revealed that, I don't think.
Juan worked for Esteban.
What?
Don't play games with me. You knew about it.
Fine, you're right. But I hope you also realize why I didn't tell you about it. Everyone in the camp knows you work for Esteban. I don't have any desire to get dragged into this business just because you're hot for a red stone.
I see.
Good. Then leave it be. We don't want to be overheard.
So if you want to, you can try a couple different options. He's dismissive to you no matter what. So you don't really learn anything from him. I don't know why I'm frying meat. What am I doing? I don't use meat to heal anymore. Oh, what do you got to offer anyway?
Show me.
So he has some random things. He's got turnips. We actually need a couple turnips for stuff later. But most importantly, he's got bloodfly stingers. We'll need those as well. And some meadow knotweeds. All kinds of stuff if you want to make some potions. He also has the storm cudgel that I mentioned earlier. He also has a wind cudgel, which is basically the one-handed version of it. And it is hot garbage. Look at this. It requires 10 more strength than it deals in damage. And it has a 10-point penalty to your weapon skill. And it is just nowhere near... I haven't had a weapon equipped. It is nowhere near the quality that you expect from a weapon at this point in the game. So I have no idea what the hell the point of it is. Let's deposit some weapons. I actually didn't mean to sell the rapier, but... oh well. There are some people who are going to watch this. Nobody has made a comment on it yet, but I know there's some people who are going to watch this and be like, why aren't you using a dex weapon or something? Because that's how everyone plays a mage in this game. I actually had an argument recently with somebody on why I felt like it's unfortunate that this game doesn't really encourage a pure... I think I sold something I didn't want to sell. Oh no, I don't care about that. This game doesn't quite encourage a pure mage kind of character. Just because there are some points in the game where you genuinely cannot get through on magic alone. And somebody tried to argue that as a perk, and I honestly, genuinely don't understand their argument. I have no idea why completely removing a character build as a possibility would be seen as a good thing. I like the idea of being able to have a left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right. Fuck you. Left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left. I like the idea of having the possibility to have like a spell sword type character. Somebody who is capable of both magic and weapons, using magic in more of a support role. The idea of... that's actually how I think the Paladin really should have been in this game. I like the idea of having sort of like character buffs and weapon buffs and stuff as your magic option. Left, 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 right. Holy shit. Left, 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 right, left. Thank goodness for those lockpicks. But I just don't see why having no ability to play as a pure mage, and I would say in general it's pretty possible. I've kind of worked through it all at this point, the nuances of it. There's a lot of spells that just aren't worth a damn in this game. But the sticking point is going to be in the next chapter. That's where the game just kind of becomes bullshit and makes it too difficult to play as a pure mage, but we'll have our means around it. Basically, my whole MO with this walkthrough is to never draw this weapon if I can avoid it.
I'm staying out of it.
Do you deal in smithy equipment?
Huno has steel. I only have a few lumps of ore, but I won't give that up. It's the only thing I have of value.
Do you work for Huno?
I wanted to make up a bit of gold and took up with Huno. But since then, Esteban hasn't given me anything at all. He said he can't use me anymore. What else can I do but continue to slave away for Huno?
You could take out Esteban.
What do you know about the attempt on Esteban's life?
Nothing, man. I didn't have anything to do with it. What do you want from me?
Everything else all right with you?
I just want to do my job, man.
Jeez, chill out.
There's more, believe me.
It looks like you're a master of your craft.
I've heard that before. Did you bring the steel?
Steel? No, I think you're confusing me with...
Somehow you seem familiar. Do we know each other from somewhere?
So you're safe revealing your identity to him. He doesn't seem to know that you're wanted.
Sure, from the old camp.
The old camp, right. You're that curious guy. I thought you was dead.
Yes, everybody thinks that. Who else survived?
A few. Some fled with Raven like I did. For a lot of others, the old camp became a grave.
So if you try to hide your identity, you actually don't get a lot of flavor text from Huno here, so...
Tell me about your escape.
Chaos broke out the day the barrier fell. Some hid, others fled, and there was a plundering everywhere.
What did you do?
I was about to leave the camp when it turned bright very suddenly, and a scorching pain ate through my skin. I'd been struck by damn lightning. Feels like I can still hear it. Later, someone told me that Doris found me and took me with him.
Wow, what a selfless guy. Clearly that lightning strike hit your throat as well, because you don't quite sound the same. Pretty sure it's the same actor, but he's just got a different inflection going on.
About the attack on Esteban.
What do you want from me?
I'm looking for the person behind the attack.
And why are you coming to me about that?
I thought you might know something about that business.
I don't know anything.
Everyone's so pushy about this. It almost seems like everybody's involved.
I need better armor.
So, you can have this. It's Esteban's fault. It's so expensive. That damn dog pockets a share of every piece of armor I sell.
Well, you don't need to know you sold it to me. So the only thing is the cost is cut off in the menu here, so I have no idea how much it actually costs. We can have a way to get it cheaper later.
Show me what you have.
And I honestly, this is another occasion where I don't think it's worth it to buy it. He's got a small selection of weapons, nothing really substantial. Got a bunch of pickaxes if you need one, but there's also somebody else inside the camp who sells pickaxes. So, yeah. I'm not going to go around looting the whole camp. Let's finish up talking with some fools. It's going to be a talk-heavy episode, even more so than the last one, but it be how it is.
Are you a digger?
Because of the pants? Nah, I just wear them because they're comfortable. All I do here is cook meat stew. Here, you can try some. It'll make you strong. It's always important to train your strength. There are many dangers lurking out there. If you want, I can help you to get stronger.
What a kind fellow. It gives us a meat stew, which is very similar to Thekla's stew, but it looks like a fish soup. It gives you a strength bonus, so if you really want it, you can use it. I'm not that fussed. But there actually is another use for it later, and that's why I kind of want to save it.
Don't wake him.
What?
If you want to do yourself a favor, then stay away from Skinner. The fellow is unpredictable. He killed the last guy who woke him up. Let him sleep, for everybody's sake.
Interesting. Well, let's just see what happens.
Why did you wake me, eh? I bet you don't even know. No, don't say anything. It's too late for excuses. Now you have two choices. You can fight me in my Betty, or you can try to run away. In your place, I'd run.
Oh, I'm running. Don't lock on, fool. Well, you can't quite get out of there. So yeah, he's just a straight-up asshole who kills you if you try to talk to him. But we can get away, and then he'll just go straight back to bed. But of course, we can't let a threat like that lie. I just simply wanted to show you what happens if you do get away.
Wait a minute. I thought you were trying to pick a fight with me. Did you change your mind? You prefer talking, right?
But I don't want to talk to you.
So that's a very bizarre line. Because they actually knew... They seem to know what line he comes out with when you get away from the fight. And just added to it instead of giving him something totally different. So it's kind of hilarious. Just the way he was just like, I don't want to talk to you. Draw a sword and tries to kill you. So, yeah. Skinner, also not a tough fight. He hits like a mother trucker. He actually has a very interesting weapon. So this is the best dex required melee weapon in the game. Better than even the Master Sword. And yeah, it's just Betty. So yeah, if you are going for the dex focus, you know what? Seeing that body pop up, I feel like when I was looking through the config file before, I saw an option that might actually disable that behavior. I think it was just sort of like a... I always thought it was a bug, but I actually think it was an intended quality of life feature. In the event that, like, you kill somebody and maybe their body falls down a ravine or something before you could loot it. It allows their body to... come back to its sort of home position. I mentioned before how it's based on where the character is supposed to be at that time of day, so it's odd behavior, but it almost seemed like it was an intentional feature. Hard to say.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Lenore. Welcome to the Diggers Camp.
Diggers? I thought this was the bandits' camp.
Right, but the bandits are only here today. So...
Makes sense.
Can you teach me anything about gold mining?
Certainly. But if I teach you something, you'll be able to mine more gold.
That's why I'm asking.
Sure. But if you can mine more, it's only fair I get a share of it.
Well...
You might as well give me my share in advance. Or let's say 50 gold pieces.
Teach me something about gold mining.
Good. Regular swings will take you forward. Don't overdo it, but also don't fall asleep swinging. And don't always strike at the same spot. Try to work around a good-sized nugget. Do that, you're on the way to becoming a master digger.
Sound advice.
About the attack on Esteban.
Yes?
Do you have any idea who was behind it?
Sure. Let me tell you, I bet that Emilio is behind this. He always ran to the mine like a crazy man. He dug as much as he could. But since the attack, he's been sitting on his bench, not budging an inch. It's obvious. To get into the mine, he has to have a red stone from Esteban. I bet he doesn't dare look him in the eye.
What would Emilio get out of Esteban's death?
What do I know? Maybe he has a pal in the mine who would take over Esteban's place then. Yeah, that would make sense.
Very observant fellow. Sure comes off as an idiot, but he was smart enough to charge us for his knowledge the way Finn over here didn't. And seems to really be well aware of what other people are doing around here. Anyway, well, we talked to Esteban, so that's what Senyan wanted us to do. Let's see what he has to say now.
I've talked to Esteban.
And did he tell you about the attack?
He ordered me to find out who sent the assassin. Do you know anything about that?
No more than you do. I'm also on the hunt for the guy behind it. And now we come to the interesting part.
Let's hear it.
I want you to do your job well. I want you to find the traitor. And when you have found him, I want you to kill him for me. Then I will pocket the reward. I have your wanted poster. Don't forget that. Do your job and do it well. You can figure out what will happen otherwise.
So after all that, all you want is gold. You literally said you wouldn't want to extort gold from me, but that's exactly what you're trying to do. So if you roll with it, there's a couple things that kind of roadblocks the quest a little bit. You might be able to complete it without killing this guy. It might seem like an odd detail that we need to kill one of Esteban's men to figure out who's trying to kill Esteban, but it'll make sense in the long run. Either way, maybe you can do it without killing this guy, but it is easier if you do it.
Forget it.
Then what do I still need you for, you bum?
Hey, people! Look who we have here!
We have a dead man.
Whoa, a fight!
Senyan is even easier than the rest of them.
Unpaid debts.
What?
Do you have a problem with that?
No, man, I don't have a problem with it. Quite the opposite. The bastard worked for Esteban.
There was a line there that Emilio was supposed to call us out with something, but apparently the game saw fit to skip it.
What do you know about the attack?
Hey, man, I didn't have anything to do with it.
What do you have against Esteban?
All that swine thinks about is money. Every few days, one of us gets eaten by a crawler. But Esteban just won't send any fighters into the mine. And why? Those guys belong to Raven's bodyguards, and Esteban is scared shitless to tell them. He'd rather let us get killed.
What do you know about the attack?
Nothing at all.
Leonard told me a bit about you.
Leonard? That guy's an idiot. You must have noticed.
He said you haven't been in the mine since the attack happened.
I don't know anything.
Help me find out who was behind the attack.
No, I don't want anything to do with it.
If an idiot like Leonard notices that you're behaving oddly, it won't take long before Esteban finds out too.
Shit. I'll tell you one name. Nothing more.
I'm listening.
Huno. Go to Huno. He must know something about this business.
Oh, really? He sure seemed to act like he didn't. So the case is stacking up against Huno. So Logan's made his way in here. Let's have a chat with him.
How's it going with you?
Well, at least I'm in now. Lucia brews some wicked liquor. But Esteban won't let me into the mine. At any rate, not yet. He's given me another job.
And? What does he want from you?
There was an attempt on Esteban's life. He wants to know who's behind it. Esteban thinks that Snaff is involved. I'm supposed to keep an eye on him.
Really? He told me to talk to him directly.
What do you know about the attempt on Esteban's life?
You're looking for the guy who's behind it, huh? But I don't know anything about it. How could I? I was still in the swamp then.
I feel like the guy thought his script just had a deliberate cutoff there. So he can still teach us the same old shit.
I'll come back later.
Well, we don't need to learn it.
Do you want to eat or chatter? What'll it be?
Why not both?
What's on the menu?
I want to try out a new dish. Fire strips and hammer sauce.
Fire strips?
Crisp, delicately roasted meat mixed with pickled fireweed. But don't worry, I already have the ingredients for that.
Hammer sauce?
A sauce made from hammer-hard booze. I have a recipe from a guy called Lou. You get the ingredients and distill the booze up on the alchemist's bench. Then I'll make a sauce out of it. What do you think?
Okay, I'll do it.
All right, here's the recipe.
What do you know about the attack?
The thing with Esteban? You know how it is. The barkeeper hears everything, but never takes sides.
So do you know something?
I didn't say that.
If you were in my place, what would you do?
I would think about what I know about the guy behind it. First, it was probably one of the bandits. That means he's here in the camp. Second, that he's here in the camp means that he is watching you. Third, as long as he thinks that you're on Esteban's side, he'll never reveal himself to you. So, the interesting question is, what are your chances of finding your man?
What are my chances of finding my man?
You bumped off one of Esteban's people. The man you're looking for will believe you're on his side. But he won't just reveal himself to you. You'll have to find out more.
Thanks.
Hey, I didn't tell you anything you didn't already know. Got it?
So the interesting thing is that even though we've killed one of Esteban's men, he doesn't really have anything to say about it.
What do people here think of Esteban?
You'll have to be a bit more precise. Each piece of information will cost you...
How much?
10 gold pieces.
That's too steep. He actually will give it to you for free if you complete his quest, so we can come back to this later.
What do you think of Esteban?
Whoever talks about him is soon dead.
We sure spent a lot of time talking about him. Don't seem too concerned. Important massage. See what this is about. Hey people, Lou has disappeared in the swamp. He's probably been eaten by swamp sharks. Even worse, the key to the door disappeared with him. Find it and you can keep Lou's stuff. Well, we found the swamp shark what ate Lou. Talk to Lucia in a minute. We know that name. I want to see what's in here first. So, quite some good stuff in here. Lou's been hoarding away a bit of treasure. Right, left. Right, left, right. Right, left, right. Holy shit. Right, left, right. Recipe for Lou's double hammer. Take a water bottle, 2 turnips, and a decent portion of swamp weed. Add the ground teeth of a swamp shark. Put it all in the bottle and boil it with a shot of rum. That sounds terrible. There's a double hammer. Take a good old Lou's hammer and distill it again. The layman tries it, he won't only be blind, but also dead. So that implies that we can get a better distilling skill, which isn't really a thing. Actually, Lou's double hammer is basically just always lethal. Left, right, left, right. How are we doing on lockpicks? Because I've been breaking a lot today. Alright, well, let's speak with Lucia.
And? How's it going?
Listen, if you want something to eat, go to Snaff. If you want something to drink, you're in the right place.
What do you drink here, then?
We only have a little beer. The only beer on the island was brought by the Paladins. It's just about the
Paladins?
only good thing those fellas brought with them. Otherwise, we drink booze. I got moonshine, grog, and white rum. You should try that. I got the recipe from Samuel. The old boy really knows his trade.
Aren't you from Corinus?
Don't remind me. My life in that city was horrible. While the ships with the new convicts kept coming in, there was still life in the town. But all those other guys? No thanks. Maybe it's because we're on an island. Well, those days are over. I'm finished with Elvrich.
Why?
He's a wimp. When the bandits dragged me off, he didn't lift a finger to help me.
What are you planning to do?
We'll see. For now, I'll stay here with Snaff, Fisk, and the others. Have you already talked to Thoris? Oh, Enos, is that a hunk of a man? Excuse me. Let's get back to your question. I haven't set a goal. I'm only drifting.
Well, you drifted into a very odd corner of the world, haven't you?
You're not very fond of the paladins, are you?
Those fanatical murderers in the pay of the fire magicians? No. But Lord Hagen occupies the city with his thugs, and everybody bows down to him. And I didn't want to do that. I wasn't going to wait until they closed down the Red Lantern and locked me up.
So here's where things get a little weirdly philosophical.
The paladins are the warriors of Innis. They aren't murderers.
So? Blood sticks to their swords, too. Just like the weapons of the pirates or the bandits. The only difference is they do it in Enos's name, and not because they want to survive.
Do you know Enos wench? That seems a little confrontational.
The paladins don't only fight in his name. Enos chooses his warriors.
So? I believe it's the people themselves who choose. Still, your words amaze me. You talk almost like you were one of them.
Have you ever killed someone?
No, and I'm very glad of it. Please, let's not be so serious anymore. Instead, let's drink and enjoy every moment the gods give us.
Well, we can't always be so happy-go-lucky. That conversation does change depending on your guild, and I think I'll have to record it. I almost forgot that I have the other two guilds playthrough going at the same time. Those are well behind, so I'll have to catch those up and see how their dialogues are different. Could be interesting.
What do you know about the attempt on Esteban's life?
Nothing at all.
My god, everyone's answers are just getting shorter and shorter.
Give me something to drink.
So, she's got a bunch of grog, got a bunch of rum, ring of dexterity. If you need any alchemy done, she's got some water bottles.
Can you teach me something?
Only too gladly. You can train your dexterity with me.
I can train my dexterity with you. Good to know. So up here is obviously Lucia still. Maybe that's the whole reason why the bandits and the pirates had a falling out. Because Lucia got all the booze recipes, and that's really all they needed. Now, on that subject, we actually don't need to go through the process of distilling Lou's hammer for the sake of the hammer sauce. And I don't want to, because we need swamp shark teeths for that. And the only way we can get those is to learn how to extract them. I don't feel like spending 3 learning points. Even though we have 3 learning points to spare, I feel like hanging on to those. We could just learn it from Logan. I feel like I gotta hang on to these learning points for some reason. Fortuno. Remember him? I was gonna say, this whole expansion seems to be based on giving an opportunity to bring back all the characters from the old camp who were very underrepresented in the sequel. Swamp Camp probably more so, but there's actually a good reason for that we find out later. But on that subject, Fortuno is a familiar face.
A dark cloud over the house. The one approaches.
The one?
With blood. Needed to call him. He who sees me. He sees me. Oh no. Go away. Be gone.
Are you alright?
Green novice. I cannot find it.
Green novice? Well, you're a novice who's looking a little green.
Here, take this swamp weed.
Not green. Not strong. Not green. Not strong.
Damn, his tolerance is just too high.
How can I help you?
The green novice will help the novice.
I think you're full of shit. Let's see what's in his chest. So, I'm kind of a... I remember the first time I was in here, I wasn't sure if I was allowed to touch that. So having the quest item inside there kind of threw me off. The Green Novice. The reefers roll really well, but what we had in the swamp camp was of a whole different caliber. If I use the essence of 2 swampweed plants and add a meadow nutweed, then we'll have a reefer with the effect of the Green Novice. Helps with all sorts of pain and clears the head. Well, we should have the goods to do that. I hope. There are 21 swampweed plants. And enough meadow knotweeds. So I guess let's make a couple of those. So he wants a Green Novice. I believe that was the least potent of the swampweed products from the swamp camp. There's the Green Novice, the Dream Call, I think was the strongest one, and Northern Dark was the middle one. Let's make a Green Novice. Yeah, let's make a spare one for ourselves too. And see how it works. So it looks identical to the other ones. It's worth twice as much. And experience +5. I'm pretty sure that is exactly the effect it had in Gothic 1. So ain't that neat. Whoa. So just the same old slow-mo effect plus the tiny XP bonus. Pretty much not even worth it. Just dealing with this for 30 seconds. You know, I almost feel like, I don't know much about it, never tried it myself, but the effects of swampweed being so short-lived and really, weird, almost seems more like salvia than marijuana or anything like that.
Green Novice. I cannot find it.
Oh, but I found it.
Here, take this Green Novice.
So for some reason, he doesn't have the head bob animation.
Oh, my head. Oh, I am... Fortuno. What is wrong?
So tell me what is wrong with you.
Once, I belonged to the Brotherhood of the Sleeper. Everything was all right back then. Fine. We were all condemned criminals.
Criminals?
For us novices, life was free from care.
Hey, I was a prisoner in the Valley of Mines myself. Tell me something new.
I don't remember anything. Darkness lies across my mind.
Come on, concentrate. What happened? When did you come back to your senses?
Raven. I only remember Raven and dark rooms.
What about Raven? What did he do to you?
I'm sorry. It's as though my mind were held prisoner. I don't understand it myself.
There must be a way to refresh your memory.
Yes, maybe there is a way. The gurus knew of various forms of altering the spirit and the will.
Do you remember anything about that?
No, I'm afraid this knowledge vanished with the gurus.
Damn. Well, if there is a way to free your spirit, I'll find it. Do you need more swampweed?
Yes, definitely. I will buy all the swampweed you can get your hands on. I'll even pay you more for it than Fisk.
You sound like an addict, my friend. So he buys only unprepared plants for some reason. He doesn't buy prepared reefers. Couldn't tell you why. That's just how he be. Alright, so this isn't the most exciting episode to end the year on, but we're at almost an hour now, so we gotta call it here. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very kindly for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Until next year, hope you all have a wonderful New Year's. I think we need to pop the cork just before we say goodbye, so... Bottoms up, my friends. Make sure you stay safe, stay healthy into the new year. Take care of yourselves, take care of your families. And see you on the other side. So, Happy New Year. And we'll see you next time.